The numbers are staggering. 4 deaths in 2 months, 2 of them just in the last 2 days. And what do these victims have in common? They were all hit by cars while crossing Tucson streets. So far, authorities have put the blame for pedestrian deaths on drivers and walkers themselves. But tonight, city officials are also stepping in. Maggie Vespa joins us with this Not in Your Side Safety Watch.
That's right, Guy. These accidents can happen anywhere. This intersection of Speedway and Kolb is a prime example. And advocates point out at one time or another, we are all pedestrians, meaning we are all at risk. And that's why they say they are so happy to see the city of Tucson taking action against what they say is a growing threat. Following 4 deaths in 2 months.
The urgency for this sort of oversight committee cannot be greater.
At tonight's city council meeting, the figures were front and center.
With the deaths of 2 pedestrians in Tucson in the past 4 days.
In a city that has had 4 pedestrian fatalities already in 2013.
And it's those figures that are forcing council members to take steps towards safer streets. Step 1, forming a Pedestrian Advisory Committee to examine what's putting walkers at risk.
There are gaps in our sidewalks. There are places where there's no actual shoulder to walk, and so this helps us identify those areas.
Officials say the committee will also search for better ways to fund construction on the city's worst streets. Members of Living Streets Alliance say the move is a long time coming, especially in a city where nearly 1/3 of its residents are unable to drive.
Sometimes it's a chicken and egg thing where the more you get people out walking, the more they start to demand better conditions.
And while they are pleased with the progress, they hope change comes quickly, especially since officials know all too well the cost of dragging their feet. What is that like, knowing the mission that you all have and seeing these fatalities start to rack up in the way that they have?
It's really sad for us to see that it's going to take people getting killed in order for us to be proactive in making change.
And members of Living Streets Alliance say they will work with the city to help improve safety on Tucson's streets. Guy?
You know, at some point, the burden still rests on the shoulders of drivers and pedestrians. And authorities did have some advice for them as well, didn't they?
They did, and it was mostly common sense advice. If you're out walking, they say wear bright colors, avoid unlit intersections, and always use crosswalks. And if you're out driving, they say just take those few extra seconds to scan that intersection. It's a small step that, unfortunately, Guy, as we've seen, could save a life.
Oh, you know it. Thanks, Maggie.